Procrastination. Procrastination is something that we all have done at some point of life. But procrastination, if it pervades through a longer period of time, affects our life, affects our performance. We all have tried to get rid of procrastination by various ways, by making planning and trying to stick to the plan, but it has somehow failed us. So here today we look into certain quick tricks of how to avoid procrastination. First of all, procrastination is all about priority. We only procrastinate those things that we do not prioritize. Like completing an assignment may not be a priority for me. But if somebody is falling sick, if somebody in your home is having a heart attack, you will not delay to call the doctor. So the urgency of the situation and the priority it has in your mind determines how much procrastination we do for a particular type of work. But where from this prioritizing comes? Prioritization comes out of interest. We never procrastinate to call someone that we like to talk, but we always procrastinate to make those formality calls that we have to make but we do not like to make. So we do not procrastinate upon a work that we have interest in, but we do it for all those boring works that we do not have interest in. For example, like suppose I have a new dress, I'm wearing it, I will not take a second for taking a photograph. And suppose somebody has a keen interest in something. Suppose somebody has interest in baking. So as soon as he gets the material and gets the ideas, he's all set for that particular recipe. But if suppose is forced to cook at home, she will feel it as she'll feel bored, and for it will be a burden. So procrastination is basically decided on whether the work that you want to do is a burden for you, or is it a source of interest, or is it a source of pleasure for you. So the first step in eliminating procrastination is to arouse interest in a work that you have been procrastinating for long. But how do I arouse interest in a particular work? You need to arouse the interest by knowing why you are doing that work and why that particular work is very, very important to you. For example, studying for the exams. Studying for the exams is something most of the students procrastinate. Why? Because they lack the interest. But how do they arouse the interest in studying a particular topic that they do not like? Suppose I am not liking mathematics, but I have to study it for the exam. So I have been procrastinating that subject, that okay, I'll read it at the last, or maybe I'll read it at the end, or just one day before the exam. But how do I make myself to read it at an earlier time even though I do not have interest in it? The first thing is that you have to make your mind clear about why I need to study it. So make a brain map. A brain map is a piece of paper where you are charting down in forms of symbols. Like in the center I write mathematics, and then I make arrows and I jot down 5 reasons I need to read mathematics. So the 5 reasons I may write as mathematics is important as it is a scoring subject. Now why I need to score? I need some marks so that I will pass in my exam and I'll get into a further good institute, so that my career will be good and my life will be good. So all these reasons the mind needs to know again and again, the reasons why you are doing a work. Suppose like a student is doing MD and he procrastinates studying till the final exams of the third year. But from the first year, how would he inspire himself to read? By making a map and by jotting down 5-6 reasons, like reading is important as it will make me a better doctor, Reading is essential as it will keep me updated and fresh. Reading is essential because it is a habit, and the more I read, the more easier it will be for me to grasp and memorize and to give my exams as well as to see the patients clearly. So when these 4-5 reasons are very clear in somebody's mind, he will fix a time every day, even after his busy schedule, to read, which is not so difficult, but most of the students do not do it for the reason for the cause of procrastination. So that is one way, finding out why you are trying to do it, why it is important to you, and why you need to do it. When the reasons are clear to the mind, you are more likely to get the work done. The second tip is that you need to, this technique I read from the most popular book by Brian Tracy known as Eat That Frog. Eat That Frog gives us myriads of techniques for avoiding procrastination, but I will tell you the one that I use. That is, every day in the morning I make a list of all the things that I need to do today. I'll jot down all the things, like I need to get a haircut done, I need to finish some chapter of my book, I need to buy this thing, I need to get my shoe polished, I need to talk to some friend. So the list is done. Now what I do is I prioritize the list, the what is most important to me and what is least important to me in my current scenario of life. And then what I do is, after I set my priority, like you can also give 2 to 3 things the same priority, like pressing your clothes and completing an assignment, both are of same priority. Then what do I do first? First I try to do the most difficult thing first. If you are eating that most difficult frog first, if you are doing that first the most difficult task, then what happens is that you get that kick that okay, today I have accomplished the most difficult task of today, so the easier tasks are left, I can do them very easily. So that is for the day. Similarly, every Sunday you can plan for the week. What are the difficult, we can just make a list, simple list, and rate on the scale of 1 to 10 what is your priority works for the week, and then decide what are the most difficult work. So try to get the most difficult work done in first 2-3 days of the week. So that will give you the confidence for the week. Okay, for this week I have done the most difficult tasks for this week, and now I can just easily complete all remaining tasks. Another trick for avoiding procrastination is comparison. We all have listened, comparison is bad for your mind, comparison is ugly, but let me tell you, I have personally used comparison in a very good way. Whenever you are procrastinating on a certain thing, just compare yourself with others that are already doing it. Like, I was procrastinating on making my YouTube channel from the last 3 to 4 years. I had planned it already 3 to 4 years back, but I was procrastinating on it. I was giving myself excuses that I am not ready, I do not have enough content, I do not have enough time, I do not have a blueprint, I don't know the technicalities. These are all the excuses I have been feeding myself. Then one certain day I saw somebody doing it, somebody I knew that he was doing it, and I knew that I was also as capable as him of opening up a channel. So that comparison ignited me that if he can do it, I can also do it. This technique has also led to a major lift in my career. When I was a small kid, when I was in 6th, 7th class, I was not a very good student, but then one day what happened, my teacher was praising the kid, the student that got first rank and second rank. He was framing some story and he was praising them. That time it struck my mind, if that guy or that girl can do it, why can't I? So this question, why can't I do it now? Why can't I complete it on time? Why can't I do it if others can do it? So this question sometimes ignites you a lot and helps you complete all the tasks that you have been neglecting. Especially if the task is little challenging, you can always question yourself, if other people can do it, why can't I? Another technique to avoid procrastination is having a vision. Most of us procrastinate because we do not have the proper vision. Like, suppose I am planning to do exercise from last 1 year, but I am not doing it. Suppose I am giving myself excuses that I don't have time, I'm not feeling well, etc., etc. But if I have a clear vision of the difference of doing the work and not doing the work, if I can clearly envision myself that after 1 year or after 6 months, how will my body look if I exercise regularly, and versus how will my body look if I do not exercise regularly. If I can clearly see that picture of me exercising and how I look after 1 year or after 5 years, and me not exercising, how I look after 1 year or after 5 years. So I just, what I do to contrast both the visions, I imagine myself a very lean thin me after 5 years if I am exercising, and a very fat me if I am not exercising. So the difference ignites you that okay, I got to exercise from this morning itself, because I cannot tolerate the consequences, that is the second consequences, that is a fat me. So when you cannot tolerate a particular consequence, then you just get ignited and start. Similarly for students, they can use it as they can visualize two situations and vision two situations, like a student getting the first rank versus a student failing. So when they imagine both the situation and see both the situations clearly, picturize both the situations clearly in their mind, obviously nobody is ready to tolerate failing in exams. So that ignites them to okay, let me plan and let me start reading right away. So till now we have discussed 4 techniques: prioritizing, listing and doing the most difficult task first, comparison, and envisioning the best and the worst outcome. Another technique to avoid procrastination is getting in touch with people who are doing the same work, so that you can be driven by their frequency. Suppose I am not feeling like studying and I sit and study with a person who is interested in studying, then I'll naturally feel inclined to study. This method is widely used in medical colleges, where reading room is filled with students coming right from 6 a.m. at the morning and leaving at 9 o'clock. So that atmosphere, that company gives you a kick, and you automatically stop procrastinating. That is why people go to the gym to exercise, because it provides them the atmosphere and the company that avoids them from procrastination. Another technique is to have a procrastination buddy, anti-procrastination buddy you can say, a close person that who can always remind you of what your priorities are so that you can hit on them. But I prefer my smartphone as my best anti-procrastination buddy because of a simple technique. By setting the reminder, I set the reminder of drinking water at every 2 to 3 hours so that I'll get reminded and I will not procrastinate on it. And there are various apps that you can search and you can use it for not procrastinating. Another insider psychology trick for avoiding procrastination is it's fun to challenge the belief of those who think you cannot do a certain thing. Like, all the people around you have an image of you. They think that you are capable of doing certain things and you are not capable of doing certain things. So you have a different image in everybody's mind. Try to beat that image by doing more and more. It's fun. For example, I had set up my YouTube account from 2016, 17, right? But I was not uploading any videos and I was not doing anything. I was not clear on what exactly to do. And one certain day my friend was mocking me. He was literally laughing at me and saying that there are only 2 subscribers you have because they are your close friends, and you are just having 2 subscribers. He was literally laughing at me, and I took that as a kick moment that yes, I will change the belief of this person, I will challenge the belief of this person. And yes, it's fun that when people are forced to change their image about you, by seeing your work. They would have been thinking that okay, this person is capable of only this much, and then they see your work and then they are like, wow, this person can do this also, this person can do this also. So always work hard to change your image in the mind of others, although that should not be your prime motive in doing any work. All works as per me should be internally driven, but yes, as per human psychology, we always love to challenge others who say that we cannot do a particular thing. Suppose if somebody will tell that no, you cannot complete this book overnight, then I will sit and I will try my best to complete it. So what you can do is go ask to your friend that okay, say how much time I'm gonna take to do this work. Suppose the friend is telling that you are going to take 7 days for this work. Now you come back to your home and complete the work in 4 days and show it to him. See, I did it faster than you predicted. And you know, it is always fun. And the same thing you can apply for your own mind also. See how much your mind predicts that you will take a certain work to do, and then challenge your own mind by doing the work more faster than your mind predicted it to do. Suppose I take a book in my hand and I predict that I am gonna read it in 10 days. Now I take it as a challenge and I finish it in 5 days, and I show to my mind that see, I have completed in 5 days. So that is known as improving your own self-image. Another very simple trick that most of us might be using is to time your work. Always, like whenever I am preparing for any entrance exams, I always like to time my work. I set the timer on, okay, in 40 minutes I will finish this much of questions. This is a simple trick that I have seen most of the students using, but it is very effective. Like you got to time your work, that how much time I'm taking to finish this this subject or this chapter. You can always use the principles of operant conditioning to avoid procrastination. How? Like I commit to myself, if I am completing 5 chapters today, I will treat myself with a chocolate, or I will treat myself with a TV show. So if you actually achieve the target, then you need to give yourself that pleasure that you have committed. You need to reward yourself with a chocolate, or you need to reward yourself with a TV series. Actually do reward yourself, so that resets our mind for the next day, that okay, if I complete this target, I'm going to get this reward. Another way is also use the punishment. If I am not going to read 5 chapters today, I'm not going to eat today, I am not going to sleep till I complete my project. So this kind of punishment techniques also really kind of works sometimes. I hope all these tricks and techniques will help you to avoid procrastination. But let me tell you, procrastination doesn't happen if your thoughts are clear, if you have more and more clarity of thoughts. And having clarity of thoughts is a habit that you can practice and apply. Clear thinking and prioritizing are the key to avoid procrastination. And as a result driven society, as in now that we all are just driven by results, we want results fast and we enjoy only the results, I would like to point out on the fact that procrastination is avoided if you enjoy the journey more than rather than just releasing the results. Thank you so much.